Hi, before I start today's episode, I just want to show you a quick little video commercial that I've made from my local comic shop.
Hey, we don't allow any bums in here.
But it's me, Graphic Man.
Oh, Graphic Man, it's great to see you. Come on in.
Well, here we are at Cosmic King Missouri Comics at 1915 North National. This is the owner, Kirk Holbert. Say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody. We offer comics at 50% off here, and we're open on Fridays and Saturdays, 10 to 6.
And he does a lot of online business through eBay. So what is your eBay handle?
Yes, that's right. In addition, we sell under the ID Cosmic-King.
So as you can see, he has tons of sports cards as well as back issues. In fact, he's primarily known for his back issues. Let's go into this room. I bet you didn't even know he has Gidget Comics. You probably didn't even know Gidget Comics existed, but he's got it. He's got tons of back issues. So if you're looking for a good back issue, don't forget Cosmic King Missouri Comics.
Here. In the future, we will be adding new comics again, selling here at Cosmic King at discount prices.
Starting off, we're looking at one of my football trophies I got when I was in high school. Don't worry, I'm not going to spend much time on that at all, but that is on my wall. There's another trophy. Highland Dairy is a big deal here and where I live in this part of the country. I have one of their clocks. And here's one of our shelves in this is kind of like a garage studio where I have a very eclectic mix of tools and things to distract me, which is why I don't get too many projects done on time. So here's a lot of my tools, a lot of my coping saws and back saws and things like that. And of course, I have to decorate with comic books of all kinds. A lot of Mickey Mouse, electrical cables. Underneath that Space Family Robinson on the right is a black machete. For those of you that like nice weapons, there's my hedge trimmer and chainsaw and things like that, nail guns. It's kind of hard to have a comic book channel and showing a bunch of tools. And I've tried to show these before, but it's very difficult. But here's how I get distracted when I work at my workbench. There's the Don Rose autograph up at the top, the Tales of the Crypt. And my train set, I'll show it later on. I think Meyer Greenblatt might be interested in that. And here's all my tools that I have for working around various projects. My light switch is a Johnny Quest little creation I made of one of the scenes in there, but we added our family dog to the light switch, like he was in there with the Mummy episode. There's my vice grip and my workbench, and my sign of Don Knotts saying, "Real men only need one bullet." And now this side of the wall, more people are familiar with. This is where I usually sit down and do some of my older Graphic Man videos. Up at the top, a lot of posters I have, and I really like the Carl Barks Old Donald Duck series. There's the Don Rosa and some shotgun shells. There's a couple of knives showing. You won't see any guns here. I've got them, but I'm not going to show them on YouTube. There's Spider-Man roller skates. Everybody needs those. They're adjustable for kids. They won't fit me. And I just love Carl Barks. I'm going to show you some of his posters. below these posters are hardback books from Disney. They're Abeville Press, and there's Mickey and the Foreign Legion. You're never going to see that reprinted again because of certain depictions inside. And that's the shaky cam, so we got to stabilize that now. So this is more of my distraction area. Some of my models, my glues, my paints, things I try to work on. You'll never get to see down here because I'm usually sitting in front of it. That Dick Tracy model right there in the middle, and that's its box on the right of what they think you ought to paint it. I haven't got around to painting it yet. And various items of books. Above there you see the Beagles. I was going to make them look like the Beatles with their long hair. There's George Harris Hound, Paul McBarkney, Dog Lennon, and Ringworm. Ringworm appears to be missing from this shot. And here's some more toys. This is the Green Lantern Tater Tot from Sonic. You guys probably have a whole set of those. I've got many others somewhere. Spider-Man and Snoopy, a great team up there. And a weird version of Thor. I don't know if that was supposed to be pewter or not. As you can see, I get distracted. I'm trying to show toys to some of the toy guys here, like Meyer Greenblatt, but I get distracted with all the other stuff I have. My radio. Here's an old dog toy, Spider-Man car, and a rhinoceros sculpture out of wood, and various odds and ends, James Cagney movies, lots of little toys. This is kind of my version of Grautu Orloff and how he surrounds himself with things. This is my Captain America car. There's a little Pine Derby racer me and my son worked on and painted. Thought it looked pretty slick. And here's Batmobile and a motorized tough guy car rocket. There's a Stormtrooper knife. You don't need to know about that. And over here some more comics. I'm usually sitting in front of these. These are my Batman and Captain America. Down below, Spider-Man's. And a radio. And my beach blanket of Amazing Spider-Man number 4. I said beach blanket. I meant beach towel. And there's a Rolls Royce I drew back when I was in high school. And an Iron Man I drew in high school. And various other drawings. And then I have Classics Illustrated. I decorate the boxes that I put those in on the shelves. I get to them sideways. I think that's an easy way to get to them. My stereo for listening to the Graphic Man radio broadcast that I make from time to time. Usually 1960s music. And various odds and ends you'd find in a typical garage or studio. And various boxes of comics I have out. You can see a ladder on the far right. Who cares? But lots of Dick Tracy. I really like Funny Animal. And so Huckleberry Hound, you name it. I am a Funny Animal fan. So that's my workspace area. I walk around here and try to paint little model cars and stuff. And I don't really get much done because I'm always distracted by all my comics. And it's amazing how a guy could get distracted in there, right? You think you ought to be just all business. Now let's look at some of those trains. I think I'm going to show these to Meyer Greenblatt. These are my electric trains. Used to put them on my dad's track that we had. And in 1976, they released some of these nice little Spirit of 76 engines and caboose. And I have a few box cars here with advertisements painted on the side of them. And another Spirit of 76 box car. There's a fuzzy Tribble next to my socket wrenches. And here's that back door. You're a passenger on board. And I didn't get a very good shot of this earlier. I saw this at a flea market, and it doesn't really go with each other. But it's a nice snowmobile for Captain America, and but unfortunately, his hands cannot reach the controls. So I think he's entirely too big. I don't think he's made for this. And the fine print is so small with my eyesight I can't really see it. But I thought they looked good together. Very red, white, and blue. Apparently now you're not supposed to shine too much red, white, and blue. It offends people. So go figure. Now in 1978, Chelsea House Publishers produced some comic reprints of Sunday newspapers from different time periods. Here's the Gasoline Alley, and they're basically full page. Here's Buck Rogers. So this is reprinted from the 1930s. So they're nice full page. You could easily frame these if you wanted to. So I'd like to show some of these to you. This is what the box that contained the comics in looks like. This was a great idea on the publisher's part, as it ensured that the comics would not be rolled up and mistreated, as people that don't appreciate comics think that's how you are supposed to treat them. It contained an introduction telling you all about the various comics you were getting ready to see going back to the late 1800s. You can turn the pages and watch the artists get better over the decades as you progress through each time period. And the great thing about them is they are almost full size, so you don't need a magnifying glass to see the text. Here's the 1930s insert featuring Flash Gordon, art by Hal Foster. And if you wanted to, you could frame the best looking ones on a full page or a nice big frame on the wall. Here's the 1940s insert featuring Dick Tracy artwork by Chester Gould. So I'll show a few. Here's the Flash Gordon that was seen earlier. And I apologize if I'm going too fast, but I don't know how many people are actually interested in this. So this was the 1930s section, the Gasoline Alley section, 1940s. Earlier I showed you the Dick Tracy. Here it is full page. On the back of that was Terry and the Pirates. And Pogo. On the inside was a great Tarzan. I don't know how it's going to show up because I currently cannot see the camera. And that's why I scan a lot of things and I show them to you later. If you like old newspaper comics, try to get your hands on this old book. Now, it's really big. The Smithsonian Collection of Newspaper Comics, written in 1977. Now, fair warning, it's a big book. You could choke a horse with this, but it's got some great time period illustrations in it. And I love funny animal comics. Here's Maude from 1905. Here's Tarzan from 1933. Here's Terry and the Pirates from 1940. Artwork by Milton Caniff. This is before he went and created Steve Canyon. Here's Beetle Bailey from 1953. Hagar the Horrible from 1974. Artwork by Dick Brown. I'll try to flip through this book so you can get an idea of how many strips it has. Again, that's the Smithsonian Collection of Newspaper Comics. Well, that about wraps it up for this episode of Graphic Man. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for stopping by. And as always, happy drawing.